When I was younger, I used to get these terrible panic attacks. I was working on my first big project. I had a lot of people behind me, the biggest crew I had ever worked with. And I didn't think I was good enough. I really didn't think I could pull it off. In my mind, at that moment, the smart thing would have been to just quit, right there and then. Save everyone the time and trouble. But I knew deep down that I'd never forgive myself, so I figured screw it. Just keep going. Don't look at the big picture. Just take it day by day, step by step. A couple of years down the line, as we're finally finishing the project, I allow myself a chance to look back at the road I'd walked. Just for a second. Just a glimpse. And I realize that I'm stood at the top of a mountain. In comparison to where I was when I thought about quitting, I'd come farther than I ever thought imaginable. I didn't get here with some loophole or some one-up on the competition, some edge. Truth is, I didn't worry about what anyone else was doing at all. I just made sure I was moving forward every day. Even just an inch was all the edge I needed, as long as I was doing it every day. And it worked. And I think about that a lot. So know when you're watching this video, we may have been gone a couple of months, but that's just because we've been moving forward. It's not really a comeback at all, it's more taking time to build up to a new standard. We're not moving back to the same standard we were at before, we're way above it now.
Exactly, because the whole, don't call it a comeback, the whole point of that statement is the fact that we're not coming back to where we were before, we're coming back at another level, at a higher level, so yeah, that's where we're at.
There's nothing quite like a new office. This office is kind of a new rung on the ladder, kind of a new ledge up. You know? It is nice to have a space that sets a nice positive expectation of your business.
And it's less for anybody else, it's more for us. Although we have had some very important business come to us because of where we are and where we're located and what our presence is and what our how we're perceived through our visual identity. It's more for us because when we come into a place like this, it is very interesting to see the levels that we can take it to, as well as the level that we're at, because it's still just a start. It's almost like the scary thing, the fact that this is just a start. We're just coming to 2 years in.
Yeah.
Right? That's almost a scary thing in a way, not scary where it's hard to explain. Those who get it will get it. Those who don't won't.
Sure.
So it's less scary for us and more scary for our competition.
Now that you mention it, I should probably introduce myself. My name's Dan, content creator for the Angels Investment Group. I handle all things media at the firm. This includes filming, editing, flying drones, talking with other media representatives from other companies, and overall handling the social media image of the Angels Investment Group. The reason we haven't been posting recently is because we've been working and experimenting on other kinds of media projects, and one I'm particularly excited to show you, the upcoming advertisement for the Angels Investment Group. So for this advertisement, we used a soft sell strategy for a number of reasons. As part of the company's expansion, for many, this could be the first they see of the Angels Investment Group. And combining that with the highly bespoke nature of the services we provide, we need to make a statement that reaches all potential clients. We achieve this through showing potential clients not an aspect of the service, some singular element that's convenient to them, but rather the lifestyle that brings all clients together, the reason why they're investing. And for many people, that's a family. Do you like it?
Do I like it?
Do you like it?
Dan, I'll be honest with you, everything that you've created so far is very, very impressive, right? The advertisement was, I didn't know what it was going to look like, firstly. The whole concept I did pitch in, but you pretty much created all of it. I think it's spot on. We got everything perfect. The location, the cast, the audio, everything was spot on. And the best bit about that entire process and commissioning that was the fact that I gave you the freedom and the authority to do what you need to do. And that's very, relieving for me, because I don't want to, manage every little task that you do. Yeah. That's, the whole point of you being here is to be able to express your creativity. So, yeah, I love it. I love the advert. It's just right. And, we have a lot of options on how we can distribute that as well, because of, what we discuss with different partners and providers.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Cool, man. And then I think yesterday we were filming this, it got cut off because of a situation, right? But what we were speaking about is how you found it over here. So, like we were speaking yesterday, do you just want to go over your initial thoughts on AIG before you even actually came to work here? Yeah. What was it that attracted you to this company?
So what attracted me to AIG was that it was an opportunity to kind of find myself in a working environment.
Yeah.
It was a nice, what was presented was a nice open space where I would essentially, one of the most important parts is to have the freedom to fail. Failure is the greatest teacher.
And I think that's one of the things that for somebody to understand that it's okay to fail is the greatest indicator that shows future success. Because fear of failure will always leave you in the same position that you'll always be in.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear. So you're almost 5-6 months in now. What if you had to state 3 values of AIG, what would they be?
3 values.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna throw that at you there.
I would say persistence, determination, and vision.
Yeah.
This is not a company that exists solely for the sake of existing. It's a company that exists with a goal in mind. And the only way you're going to get to that point is by being persistent and by being determined,
Yeah.
2 different things.
And you know what? Following on from that very nicely, I think one of the questions that you wrote when you were creating this, the video is, how do you keep going with that long-term vision in mind? You wrote something in regards to that, and I think how you said that we have this goal, we have this vision, but we also have the persistence to do what we need to do on a daily basis. So yeah, it's good that you say that, because that's exactly what we are. Determination. We have the vision. We have the persistence, and the ambition as well to kind of go for something that seems very daunting, very difficult, but nevertheless, to get the wonders of the world, you have to be able to face the most adverse situations. Very interesting thing that I came across the other day. To create $1 billion valuation company, you needed 10,000 employees. Then over the last few decades, it was 1,000, and now you can create $1 billion enterprise with just 3 people, with the use of technologies, AI, outsourcing, and all of that. So we're in a really good position. We're in a really good position to get to a very, very high level, provide a very high quality service, and do some good in the world. Because long term, taking it back to that long term vision that we have is ultimately for that. So we've had fun with this. We'll continue having fun with it, and we'll continue setting more levels that need to be set for us, for our own development. When we say competition, ultimately we're competing with ourselves all the time, and we will always aspire to be us in 10 years. That's who we want to be. We want to be who we are in 10 years. We want to strive for that every single day, rather than try and be somebody else or something else or a different entity, because we're different, we're unique, and we're exciting, and we have that vision, and we have that trust within our community, within our stakeholders. So we could sit here and speak about this all day.
On to the next one.
Is that done?
That's done.
Perfect, cool.
Perfect, thanks, man. When I think about moving forward, I think about driving. The world always rushing at you, then passing you by. Makes the whole thing feel like a river, one you control the speed of, the flow, the gear. Like the world's turning with you. And that to me is what I love about driving, running, moving, walking, just moving forward. You're playing the game, you're a participating element in the world, you're a player. And the same can be said for making progress in your craft, whatever that might be. A still pool eventually goes stagnant, but a flowing river stays clean. And to be honest, standing still just isn't something I can do. Because it's my belief true happiness, true satisfaction, is the space between you and your destination. It's the road you have to travel. It's the journey to the top. But the space between you and your goal only exists if you believe in that goal. And then when the sun goes down, it becomes something totally different. A swathe of light and color, coming from a bustling machine that never sleeps. A city. Feels like I'm chasing something. Something I don't really want to catch. I just want to keep chasing it. There's nowhere more now, there's nowhere more here, there's nowhere more present than the chase. It's happening right now. You just gotta pick up and run. Whether it's day or night, storm or sun, you make sure you keep moving forward, chasing that thing that gets you up and keeps you up. And if possible, don't crash your drone into a barrier. But you know the drill. Getting knocked down is only a big deal if you don't get back up. To be honest, this whole life is a chase. Love the chase, and you'll love this life.